Let's do that. Good evening and welcome to the Arundel Camera Club meeting for Thursday, February 23rd. My name is John Milliker and I'm the club president for the 2022-2023 season. The Arundel Camera Club was founded in 1957 and exists to promote the art, science, and education in all aspects and fields of photography. For more information about us, please visit www.arundelcameraclub.org. We are now meeting in person and online. If you are local to Anne Arundel County, Maryland, we encourage you to visit us at the Severna Park Baptist Church, located at 506 Benfield Road in Severna Park, Maryland. Do we have any announcements before we get into the contest? Ron is going to have some announcements. We'll let Ron give those announcements maybe at the end of the end because they're still doing the counting there. I want to let everybody know that tomorrow we will make a final decision on the Woods Church exhibition. There is room for between 25 and 34 images to be hung at the gallery at Woods Church. And what we're thinking of doing is we'll probably open it up to paid members first, let everybody put in at least 2 images, and then if we have any extras, we'll kind of get some wiggle room there. The upcoming schedule is as follows. Next week is going to be a program from Padma Nguva on floral photography. And then on March 9th, it's our digital open contest. And reminder, that is virtual, online only. The 11th is a Saturday, is a field trip to the National Building Museum. Then on Thursday the 16th, we have Mark Batista with a program on composition. And then on March 30th is studio night. Now, Christine is not here tonight, but she has a studio night coming up. So I'm thinking that if you are interested in bringing either a lighting setup or a model or models, please contact her. I know she's got a couple people in mind, and her and I will probably bring 2 lighting setups, but the more the merrier, and with all this room here, we can really do something a lot of fun. I see counting still being done over the prints. You guys ready? Okay. Let me send this over to there. Ron, would you like to come over here and introduce the judge for tonight? I'm going to microphone up Bob. There you go.
Okay. All right. So, John, I did have a few announcements that we want to do at the end. We can, if you
do it now if you'd like.
Pardon me?
You can do it now if you'd like.
Okay. A couple of them because Steve, our judge this evening, and I were on a call last night for the MPA, and we have a couple of things coming up that I really think we need to pay attention to. You remember every year MPA has a spring conference, we used to do it in person. In the last couple of years since COVID, we've done it online. We've had 2 or 3 speakers, and the speakers this year are absolutely magnificent. So it's still if you're not an MPA member, it's $35, which gets you a ticket in for the April 15th and April 16th. And if you are a club member, then it can be $15 with the code that I will provide you with. So the deal is, if clubs are going to be rewarded in accordance with the number of members that they have participating in this, we have a reward system set up. So keep in mind, we'd like to have as many people as possible because we'll get a percent of a $1,000 bonus that's been set aside in accordance with how many people we have participating. So I'm really looking forward to that. A couple other things. We've had such a rich array of grant programs that Steve Sattler and that's one of the areas, Steve, you're working on the grants programs too? No? I'll catch you on the next one. And we have so many, including Charles Needle, who was one of our displayers recently, our speakers recently. We had a 1-hour program that was free online. He is going to be running a workshop up at Longwood, and all information on all this stuff is on our MPA website. So just go to MPA, and you can get the info on that. Now, another thing that's kind of cool is we have two gallery shows kind of going simultaneously. One is, it has a number of members who've already participated. They're hanging in Annapolis in one of the legislative buildings and getting a lot of traffic and a lot of good news. So that's going to be going on now for at least another month perhaps. But we also have one going in at BWI. And so each club is going to be able to have in some members. John won the Photograph of the Year for us last year, and Tammy Gorsak for Novice.
Well, Tammy was photography of the year, but she was first place in mono. I was first place in unlimited, but she won
Right.
Photograph of the Year. Right.
So both of them will be displaying in the BWI exhibit. So we're real excited about that. I just got Tammy's picture today, and it's at my house waiting to be taken in a couple of weeks. So it looks really, really good. So just kind of look over my list. We also may want to tap into a couple of the clubs to provide some photographs for judge training. We're going to train about 5 more judges to add to the list. I'm having a hard time every year, despite the generosity of folks like Steve who are willing to come out and judge for us, but we need to have some more judges. So we're going to do some training, and for that we need to have some photographs. So more on that later, but no, that'll be coming. And the last thing I mentioned, the first judge training was conducted by somebody by the name of Roy Sewell. Roy is with the North Bethesda group. And he was just an absolutely treasure house of knowledge on photography, and it really contributed a lot in the state. So he recently passed, and we have an opportunity for people, if you knew Roy and wanted to contribute to a memorial fund, we're going to have that shortly. So that's sort of the quick news from MPA and everything else that we're a part of. I'm really proud of the fact that we're part of the organization and have an opportunity. Mike Thomas is on one of the committees as well, so we've had an opportunity to really participate and be a part of that. And every year the MPA really grows and grows in terms of the benefits back to members. So John, would you like to know who's judging us this evening? Okay. I think we ought to spend a minute or two before we do that. This evening is a print contest with novice and unlimited, color, and black and white. And the judge we have this evening sitting with us is Steve Bruza, and Steve was with us, we were trying to figure out how many years ago, maybe 4 years ago, when we had the triptych theme. Do you remember that? 3 different pictures that had to go together. It was a real challenge, and I think that was a whole lot of fun. Well, Steve just gave us such tremendous feedback back then, and we couldn't pass up the opportunity to have him come back last year when we were online. And now that we're in person, he decided to brave the germs and come out with us this evening. So we're really appreciative of the fact that he drove in a little bit of about an hour or so to get in to work with us this evening. So Steve's, a little bit of background on Steve, and then Steve, I don't want to throw a curveball at you, but I think maybe at the end, tell them a little bit about you, but I want you to tell them a bit about what you'll be looking for and the kinds of things you look for in photography. And a couple of the words that I hear from him a lot is creativity and precision. And you'll hear some of that in what he's going to talk about, but it's about fine arts and how to make it really have impact. So Steve started out, like many of us, with a 35 millimeter camera and a wet dark room and all that. And I think you did some work in college, perhaps, in sports photography and so on. So you really got pretty adept at photography then. And then as time came on, we had something called the digital age, and now we have all these digital cameras. And he's been a longtime member of the Bowie Crofton Camera Club since 2002. So that might even be, I don't think it's a founding member, but that goes way back there, quite a ways. It has a long and rich history, as many of you know. He's gotten 5-star awards and master's levels in their competitions. He was a vice president of the Photo Talk for 3 terms. He's also currently an organizer for the Charm City Photo Club Meetup, which is a kind of a cool group that gets together once a month, goes out and shoots a location, and then they have a meeting that follows up to kind of work with the photographs they get. And you're centered in Baltimore, right? So mostly downtown and some really cool locations. I've not had a chance to get out there. I want to try to join you guys one of these days. He's a member of the board of directors for the MPA, and he works on the Artist Spotlight webinars. My apologies, I assigned you to the wrong committee. Steve's newest passion is acquiring vintage lenses to use with mirrorless camera adapters. And boy, can you do some cool stuff with the right lenses. And Bob, you fiddle a little bit with some vintage lenses too, if I recall correctly. So Steve, do you mind if I'll hand that microphone over to you? Maybe you can talk a little bit about the kinds of things you might be looking for.
Okay, good to be here. Looking forward to looking at some nice prints tonight for a change. I think we're getting tired of looking at everything electronically, so it's nice to see something different. In fact, prints is the ultimate photograph, I think. You know, you want to see something printed on the wall, hanging up, and see what the artist really wanted to convey. And I think the most important thing I want to say about me in terms of judging is I see 2 things. One is what I will actually see on the image, and that will be all the technical things, the aspect of what the image, does it behave in terms of composition and color and qualities, but also how I feel. And those are the things that are hard to put into words, and probably gets down to that point where you have to make subjective qualifications and decisions about the image. Did that image really touch you to the point where you either saw something that the photographer saw that you can now feel in that image? And that's what I'm looking for. That's it in brief.
Okay, that's great. I think we'll have, unfortunately, a couple fewer pictures this evening than usual. Sometimes, Steve, these themed evenings, people are scared off, and I know I was throwing away pictures even this afternoon before I finally settled on my submission. So what we have tonight is we're going to start off with, Bob, you say color. You want to do color first?
Novice color.
Novice color, and then unlimited color, and so we have 10 novice colors. Is that, okay. You want to double check that?
8. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And while he's finishing that up, Steve, we
No,
have
it's actually 10.
10. Okay, we have members at home this evening watching by way of Facebook Live. So, all right, and I'm going to be through with this and hand this over to you next. And I think we'll do 3 passes through. One is to take several seconds and look at each one. The second one for commentary, and the third one for finalizing the results.
All right. First image, skylight. St. Michael's light. Spill. Heron in the window. Glass marble with light. Wings. Sunrise Wine. Three glass marble with light. Fire escape. Clear glass marble with light. There we are.
Bob, so we're looking at 1 through 4 and 1 honorable mention, is that correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm. First image.
I like the fact that there's a nice bare bulb light in this this image. I don't know why that appeals to me. Some might actually find it distracting, but I'm immediately looking at that light bulb over there. It's very interesting, and obviously the maker kept it there to kind of puzzle me about that, which is intriguing. The other parts of the image are a little confusing because I know I'm looking up at something and it's a skylight. I can now understand that because of the title. If I didn't have the title, I might be even more confused. That light bulb, though, is the most attractive thing. Let's keep it in for now. Okay. This is a kind of a familiar thing to see from a lighthouse. I like the treatment here. I would caution, though, putting something this close to an edge. You obviously either had a reason to put it right this close and cut off the top, or maybe you didn't have that much space in the image when you took it to be able to give it that room and give it breathing room over here on the right side. That's bothering me a little bit, so we're going to take this out. This is a lovely composition. I always like the not only the rule of thirds, but the rule of odds, where you've got three distinct subject matter here. It's obviously glass. I like the reflection. The colors are well treated. This might be a little fuzzy, a little out of focus here, this goblet on the right. But everything else is well composed and well placed, and there is enough room around the edges. I like this square frame. We'll keep it in. Nice bird, and I think that's the subject. I guess I would only have the comment that I'm having difficulty, although it's a window, appreciating the glass component. It could be a clear window without glass, the way it is depicted here in this frame. So it's just not strong enough, and I think the subject is more about the bird and not about glass. So we'll take it out as not meeting the subject. I like this glass. I know that people like to play with these reflections and crystal balls and the like. Very creative use here of light. Very spectacular. I think there are some other ones around. We may keep this in, and we have to compare the various types, but this one's nice. I love how the maker decided to frame this way. Obviously, when a photographer is making an image, unlike a painter, who picks the canvas in advance to know how the painting is going to look. Sometimes when you're composing something in a camera, you then have to deal with putting a frame around something later. And obviously the maker here decided to frame this in a certain way to make it almost a ventorama rather than a panorama, up and down, and just get rid of all the distracting external information and only focus on the glass figure. And the reflection is a nice addition. It works, so let's keep it in. I like the sunset capture. I think there's a nice thought here. And clearly it's a glass and it's a nice treatment. The problem I'm having is the composition in and of itself. The colors are not really distinct, and you've put this glass right in the center. Kind of static. It doesn't have that dynamic nature that I think it probably would be better treated as, so we'll take this out. Here's the other image with glass balls, and I think this is a little bit more lively, a lot more space, it's more intriguing, a lot more colors. It captivates me more, and I like the way it's treated. We'll keep it in. This is a spectacular image. It has a really nice feel to it. Obviously, the reflections are treated very nicely here across the top of this this vessel, and you see the reflection of the light in the back in the handle of it. Very, very intriguing. I'm a little puzzled by the blurriness here. Maybe that was post-processed out. Something maybe it was just a haziness here in the image or the glass itself. We'll keep it in for now. Yeah, this is another one of those glass balls. I don't like this as much because it's so centrally placed. I see that there's a theme kind of going around it, but I don't think it highlights the glass that much. It's more about the light around it. So we'll take this out.
Do you want to spread them out?
Let's do that. Where are they? They're over there. I was just thinking of the other. First, second, third, fourth, and one honorable mention?
Yes. Let's see.
Since Christine isn't here, the winners, can you take the microphone to them if you're in attendance and have them talk? Sure.
Take this one out. This is first.
Yeah, this is 4.
What is that?
And this is honorable mention. Okay.
I'm sure Jackie will get it.
Okay, novice color glass contest, honorable mention, Skylight, Doug Wood. Fourth place, Diane Vatcher, fire escape. And Diane is not here.
Diane's not here this evening, is that correct?
Yeah, she had to leave. She's just traveling tomorrow.
Third place, 3 glass marble light, Tommy Atchison. Atchison, and this is his first time at club.
Nice.
Do you want to say how it was done? Remark?
Actually, this was actually taken yesterday. The marbles are actually, I made them. So those are I made the marbles with flame working. And I used 3 mirrors in a pyramid shape with some LED string lights and a mirror in the background to give it the, trying to get a kaleidoscope effect. So took it down in the basement in the dark.
Neat.
Nice, very nice.
Second place, Doug Wood, wings.
Check the name again. Is that yours?
This is the tabletop he did in
Okay,
his office with lights.
Yeah, it is.
okay,
It's
Doug
just- it's a
Wood,
little
wings.
Glass statue.
okay.
Hmm.
All right.
First place, Doug Wood, spill.
This is, he took, was it 2 weeks ago, the setup that he had done with this picture and glasses, and he decided to go back and rework it and literally reshoot it. So he played around with the composition and came up with that.
All right, that's a good lesson for newcomers. When we do the digital contest, and you see something that didn't quite work, you got some feedback, bring it back into prints, or next month when you go to open and anything goes, you know. So lots of opportunities to learn from these things. And as long as we're getting good feedback from our judges, as we always do, and Steve's been real helpful here this evening. And now we're going to go to color
Unlimited.
unlimited. And the numbers there are
22.
22. Okay, that means we have first through fourth and 2 honorable mentions. Am I correct?
Correct. All right.
Face towards the judge.
Okay. I was thinking about that camera.
Yeah, but he's more important.
All right. Unlimited color. Green glow. Flower in vase. Pigs in brandy glasses. Man with glass ball. Air conditioned. Witches cocktails. Convex or concave. Last light. Chinese glass house. Wine rack. Galaxies on chopsticks. Things go better with Coke. Fractured windshield. Sea glass. Frisinet Prosecco. Cell block 4. Window seat. Antique oil lamp. Red brick, grey day. Sunrise after storm. Pumpkin glass. Antique street lamps. Okay, that's the last one.
Love the colors in this. This is a very nice image of glass that you're looking beyond the shape. You're looking at the color as well, which is really well done here, treated really nicely. The shadow above on the very top, though, is a little bit disconcerting. It's kind of bringing down the top to try to meet it somehow. I guess there's a shadow of a light above. Might be a way to treat that differently so that it wasn't so harsh at the top. We'll keep it in for now. I know this is, we're talking about glass and we're seeing the glass image or the glass vessel, but I think the image is about the flower, not so much the glass here. So I'm puzzled by it. It's a beautiful image. It has a lot of appeal to me as a flower image, but not so much as glass. I think the glass is taking kind of a second and maybe a back seat here to the art. So we'll take this out. This almost doesn't look like a photograph to me, which is interesting. Looks like might have been created in just totally digital creation, which is nothing wrong with that, but I see it as such as a graphic presentation, not so much a photograph. And I kind of see the glass as a goblet holding these other glass components here, but I think overall it's just not as strong as I would like to see the glass as the theme and the strength of it as a subject. It's just too much graphics here, and which deteriorates the image, I think. We'll take it out. So I'm going to use the same ideas that I used before to talk about what this is trying to say in terms of glass. While I see the glass, I think it's more about the portrait. I see a nice, strikingly handsome man with strong sunglasses and a hat, and I think that's kind of nice. It makes me wonder a little bit about why they're looking into glass, but I don't see the glass as the subject, so we'll take this out. So I'm struggling again because of the subject matter. I love this image. I think it really speaks to not only the title, but all the different depiction of glass. It's really nice in terms of the rule of third. The composition is really attractive. I like the three sections of glass, three across the top and three across the bottom. Very strong, very nice. We'll keep this in. This image, I like the color. It's just too dark. I'm not seeing so much, I'm seeing reflections, but it's just so heavy in terms of the blackness of it. I'm not seeing detail, which I'd love to see some detail down here in the bottom of these goblets. So we'll take this out. Here's a kind of image not unlike that one I mentioned before that was more like a graphics presentation rather than a glass presentation for me. I see a little bit of reflection in it. I can kind of get a sense of glass, but it's just not strong enough for me to keep it with regard to the subject matter. So we'll have to take this out. I like the treatment here. This is dark, but you're seeing a lot of detail, which is beautiful. In fact, it has almost I can almost touch this image. It has a lot of 3D. I think the lens choice, the composition, very nice treatment. I do have an issue, though, and I mentioned this in the earlier competition with regard to the composition. You actually have to use your frame as an element of composition. And you've decided, for whatever reason, the maker decided to cut off the top of the glass and the very bottom and the sides, kind of revealing some information over here that might not be necessary to highlight the glass. We'll keep it in for now because it's so well printed, but it may not make it. I love the fact that the maker decided to frame, and I'm going to talk a lot about frames tonight, unfortunately, but the frame totally mirrors the frame within the artifact that's being, the glass artifact inside, which is nice. I like that kind of treatment. I love the color. There's no distraction in the background. Whatever's used in the background is clear of any distractions. It's nice. It's almost the kind of thing that you can put on the wall. So we'll keep this in. This is interesting. I'll be honest, I'm struggling to see where the glass is here. This might be all glass bottles lined up, but maybe it's more about the architecture rather than the glass. It's interesting treatment. It's very graphical. I think the presentation and the treatment is what's difficult for me to accept, so we'll take this out. Yeah, here the glass is speaking to me. You know, I'm seeing all the glass element here. It's very reflective, it's very clear, it's crystal, it's sparkly. The glass is very strong here. We'll keep this in. This gets humor points, just the fact that the wasp is here. Very nice. I like the fact that the Coca-Cola was kept, because you kind of know that there might be some remnants of something sweet here. It's glass, but there's also a subject of an animal, but we know it's mostly glass, so we'll keep it in. I love the colors here. I think the maker decided to really highlight the glass with the strong blue nature of glass that you often see reflected in the sky. I love the graphic of the leading lines taking you up to the top here, which is nice. But then you go back, your eye wanders around to see all the different elements here. It's both confusing and very soothing at the same time, because you want to explore it. It captivates you, and you want to feel what the maker was feeling. So I like this. We'll keep this in. Very colorful image. I like the fact that there's so much different types of glass out there. I guess this is all sea glass that the maker has collected. I think the layout, though, is kind of intriguing, because it's just so scattered. That might be hurting this in terms of composition, where the heaviness is at the top and the bottom is kind of free of anything. I might even turn it upside down to see how that would look. I don't want you to do that, but it might work better that way. There's not enough sparkle, though, in terms of capturing this image for me. It's kind of dull in terms of the printing of it. We're going to have to take this out. Yeah, I like this as an advertising image. It's very nice in terms of highlighting the champagne or whatever the alcohol is. But again, I think the image is all about the bottle, not so much the glass. And there is a lot of free space around here that's really not adding anything to it. And the fact that the subject has been cut off at the bottom in terms of the reflection, I think detracts from it. So we'll take this out. Yeah, here's another one of those images that's beautiful because it's so ugly. Not unlike that windshield that was broken before. Again, the nice color treatment, the little rust that's framing it, it's kind of nice. You kind of wonder what caused all this chaos, which makes it interesting. I think the other image is stronger, though, in terms of comparing the two. So I think this could have been better, maybe if you didn't have the frame around it, because I think it's a frame within a frame, and I just want to see what the glass is all about here. And I think the frame is hurting you because it's just not very pretty. So we'll take this out. I like this image. I wish I was on a plane right now going somewhere fun. But it's not about glass, unfortunately. So I don't think it's, from a judge's perspective in terms of trying to apply the contest theme, I can't do it here, so we'll have to take it out. I really like the way this is treated here. I like the reflections. I like that there's no other types of distracting. It's just well-rimmed glass. I know that's hard to do. You have to really have a nice setup to do that. It might be too much free space again on the sides. Might be well if it was maybe cropped in differently and it wasn't so centered. It may not last, but we'll keep it in for now. I initially saw this as an image of that brick wall back there, not so much of glass, and kind of glass as an afterthought. So that's not really working for me in terms of applying the subject and the theme here. I do like the fact that the person's doing kind of the urban structure and a frame within a frame and looking at the glass beyond, and there's a lot going on. Raises a lot of questions about where you were and how you took it, but not so much about glass, so we'll have to take this out. Yeah, this is very intriguing to me. I like that the maker is very bold here, almost an abstract image of glass, shards of glass, probably from some kind of a stained glass project of some type and arranged in a certain way. And I love the fact that it's kind of embracing, which is almost like a false moon or sunset here. And, you know, you're making me wonder what this is all about. There's a lot of thought going on here to make the maker is trying to show me different pieces together in a certain way. It's very artfully designed, so we'll keep it in. I see the glass, and I think the glass is strong, but there's so much other stuff going on here. I think it was a pumpkin or something else beyond, which is really distracting, unfortunately, from the glass. It's just not very pretty in terms of the pumpkin or whatever remnants there are of pumpkin back there. I love the fact that there is some glass rim at the very top. This is very nice. But there's just too much of this other matter going on over here in the bottom right. So we'll take this out. I've seen these out there at the Los Angeles Museum. It's really nice. This is a nice treatment. I like that you're really nice and close and tight here. It's all about these lights. And we know that they're glass because that's the way they used to do them back in those days. Fortunately, they're all plastic now, which is sad. They all got broken. I like the framing here. I like the fact that there's kind of almost a leading line over here, a rule of thirds. This is the strongest one here on this one on the right side. The bottom one's not so much. Might have been even a tighter crop, might have worked a little bit better. I like it. It may not survive because of the cropping, but we'll keep it in for now. I think we have too many to lay out.
How many do we have? These are the Greeks.
We could do it in and out if you want.
Let me see, how many got? 1,
Tell me how many we need and how many we need to remove.
3, 4,
22, and I think that means
6,
2 honorable mentions.
7, 8.
So we need 6 total.
You got 10 here.
So we need to remove 4.
Yeah.
Let's put them through. I'll remove 4.
Okay.
That one's out. That's 1. one's in. That one's in. That one's in. That one's out. In. In. Out. We need to, one more has to go out. You see the last one. You see the last one too. The last one will go out.
Okay, so do your 6.
Is it honorable mention? Oops, sorry. Color, air conditioned, Clarence Carvel. Honorable mention.
Oh, okay, this is a rainy, wet day with the wind blowing. The front facade of the Linaconing silk mill.
Honorable mention, Chinese Glass House, Edna Henke.
This is when I was in, I was in China and I was given this. It's a cube with a glass house in the middle. I thought it was so pretty.
What's the red background?
My tablecloth, my dining room tablecloth.
Fourth place, antique oil lamps, Mike Thomas.
Okay, Mike Thomas might be watching tonight, so if you get a comment, let us know. Same way with the next, I think.
Third place, fractured windshield, Greg Hockel.
John, if either of those come up, leave comments in the feed, you can let us know, because I'm pretty sure both of them are watching this evening.
Galaxies of Choice, second place, Jackie Colstock. On Galaxies on Chopsticks?
Yes, it's Galaxies on Chopsticks. This was a tabletop, and it's a macro. Those are marbles that you stick in wine glasses to raise the level of the wine to force the air out of the bottle. And the black piece, you can see one, and then there's two in the reflection. Those are the chopsticks. I stuck it in a rice bowl and put the chopsticks in there and got in close. And then when I was looking at it, it made me think of the galaxy thing at the end of Men in Black, the galaxy in the marble. So that's where it came from.
And first place, Sunrise After the Storm, Ron Piper.
This one, I think that, Steve, you called it right. They are scraps of stained glass from a stained glass project. And I had we call it a tracing box, basically. They're now LED, and they're very flat. Laid them out on there until I got a little bit of illumination through, but you also had to illuminate them from the top in order to get the remainder of the texture and shape in. So that's all that is.
Thank you.
So we want to do Novice Mother.
All right, from here, we're going to move to monochrome prints. And obviously, they're typically in these contests second to color because there's sometimes a little bit extra craft work that needs to go into those to get them where we want them to go. So, Bob, we have monochrome prints novice. See if your counts and mine so far match up on that. I'm looking at 7. Does that match?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 7.
Okay. So 7 is adequate to do a second and a third place winner, no honorable mentions. This is technically what we call a mini contest. So, but obviously everybody in that category will love to have some good feedback on it. Sure.
Mono Novice Historic Windows. Yosemite Through Window. Shadow. Three glass animals searching. Eagle. Glass reflection of cathedral. St. Stephen's reflected. That's it.
This is a really nice black and white image. It's very well seen. It's not so much really about architecture, really. It's about the antiquity here, I think, of the presentation of the glass, the windows, the reflection down here at the bottom, the stairwell. It's a nice looking up of something. I think the problem with this is the sky. It's very distracting up here. It's all white. My eye goes up here and wonder what's going on up here. The skylight going, where's it going? What's going on in the sky? It would make a great architectural piece. I think it's going to fail a little bit because it's not really addressing enough glass. So we'll take it out. I'm kind of thinking the same thing is true here. Hate to kind of use the same concept over and over again, but the theme is glass, and I'm looking for glass. I know there's a window frame. I see it somehow constructed around this beautiful scene of landscape. It's very well treated. Might be a little bit out of focus or some kind of reflection going on here, but I'm just not feeling enough glass here. I'm not getting the makers telling me this is glass. The maker is telling me this is a view out of a window of Yosemite or of a landscape. So we'll take it out. I'm getting more of a feeling of glass here. That's certainly, it's very challenging to look at it. I like the repetition. I like the lines. We'll keep it in for now. Yeah, this is all about the glass. I like that not only the rule of thirds kind of being applied, but the rule of odds. You've got three interesting objects to look at. I like the way that they're reflecting different things. I even like the fact that the depth of field is well treated here. This is nicely in focus. The background, I guess it's woods and something else going on outside. Yeah, nice blur going on, bokeh, whatever you want to call it. We'll keep it in. It's very well printed. This image is a bit of a puzzle for me because obviously the maker wanted to cut this glass off over here on the right. Wanted me to focus more on the sculpt, the etching going on in the glass or the printing on the glass. That, quite frankly, is a little bit distracting to me. So I'm puzzled by it and why the maker decided to do it that way. I guess I just want to see more of the glass. We'll have to take this out. This is a very majestic, very, very spectacular reflection here of this cathedral or whatever else, what's going on here in the background. Different spires. It's a very nice, strong architectural piece. I love the fact that the maker making a black and white has strong white, strong black. Very well printed. We'll keep it in for now. Again, beautifully printed image. I love all these reflections. Love the lines. I'm getting a sense of where this is, even though I don't have no idea where it is. I know it's being reflected on some kind of a circular structure in the background. It's intriguing enough. But however, I'm going to have to point out some issues that are going to have to take this out because all of the edges here are not very well treated. You know, when you do a composition, one of the most important elements of composition, not only the rule of thirds, the rule of odds, leading lines, is what frame you decided to choose to put your image in. How did you decide to crop this? And you put some objects over here that are making me look at them, and I don't know what they are, and they're distracting. And there's a little white triangle here at the very top that's kind of disturbing. So we'll have to take this out. So we need two, right? You want to just put them out, or put them out?
Bono, novice. 3 glass animals searching, Edna Henke.
Which placement?
3rd.
I put those things in the windowsill, and I included the frame of the window in there because I think that was important. I didn't do that before, so that. And I thought I like the fact that if you look at the animals, you can actually see the background too. You know. Yeah.
Right. 2nd place, glass reflection of cathedral, Edna Henke.
This is when I was in Orlando, Florida, and they had there's a beautiful glass cathedral there, and I was there at night searching around, trying to take a neat picture, and I saw that. I loved it.
Okay, now we're going to have, let me check my count. I think we have 13, Bob, is it?
13, I believe so, yeah.
monochromes? Unlimited, okay. Yeah, it's a little smaller response than usual, Steve, because on an open contest, it's not unusual to have more than double this many, but I think that glass has been a real challenge, and I think we've all learned a lot, and I was glad to see that some of the feedback from last week's judge is showing up in some of the work this week, that people went back and paid attention to what the judges were saying, so. Okay, what do you think? Bob, we about ready to go?
13, yep.
The count, there'll be 13 images, 1 through 4, and I guess that's 1 honorable mention.
Reflections on Ellicott City glass. Glassware. The Eye of the Radial Beast. Glass. Safety glass. Hourglass. Sunset reflections. Music City morning reflection. Black glass chandelier. Tea time. Sailing the Narrows. Water goblet. Cake stands. Glasses. Here we are. So this.
All these black and whites are really gorgeous. Really nice to see the strength of black and white here. This image is almost two images to me. And I like the fact that they're treated this way. Obviously, some kind of, I think the title was something about Ellicott City. Probably the maker found it in a store window. So you see the background. If I didn't have that title, I probably wouldn't be able to discern it that way. So I like the fact that I got that title. I like that there's a nice framing going on here. Why it might not survive all the way through is because of the cropping here. I think it could have been cropped a little bit tighter, maybe eliminating whatever this is here on the left. But it has a nice flow, it has a nice feel. We'll keep it in for now. Yeah, this is an exceptional image. Seeing all the detail of all the cut glass here. The only thing that kind of strikes me, and it's just being a little bit odd, is the way things are cut off at the bottom. I guess this is some kind of a glass underneath. That's a little distracting. The color is a little odd too. The choice of a sepia treatment, not necessarily liking that as much, but all the detail is gorgeous, so we'll keep it in. Yeah, I was puzzled by this. I like the composition in terms of rule of thirds and high point here on the right top, the PowerPoint, but I just don't see glass when I see this image. I'm seeing something else going on here, some kind of construction. It's spectacular, but I'm not feeling glass, so we'll take it out. That's a lot of expensive glass for sure, and I know that as a photographer, but again, because of the subject and trying to see the way glass was being described in the way you put it in your write-up, it's more about camera equipment, camera lenses here, all of the various varieties of camera lenses. So I'm just not feeling glass per se, so we'll take it out. Yeah, I like this, like that earlier image that we had that was a color image, the broken glass. Everything I like about this image is over here on the right. I just find this spot here on the upper left somewhat distracting, kind of a bit of a puzzle. I know there's something going on here, but I can't quite focus in on it, and everything else here is beautifully and sharp. It might be deliberately framed this way, just a little bit bothersome. Again, this side is gorgeous, very well printed, but the left and how this one corner is very distracting, so we'll take it out. Yeah, beautifully printed image. The maker went over the top to print this. Love the fact that it's an hourglass and very well positioned in some kind of a studio light. There's almost no reflection here in the glass, but I can see that it is glass. Just from the printing, the spectacular printing going on here, we're going to keep it in for now. Although it may not survive because it's not so much about the glass, it's about the hourglass per se, but we'll keep it in for now. Yeah, this is confusing me. I like that it's an abstract sort of an image. I'm not seeing strong blacks, strong whites here, a lot of grays, kind of a puzzle for me, just not holding me as strong as some of the others, so we're going to have to take it out. This is some kind of a storefront image, some kind of musical equipment here in the stand. There's cars in the background, the store back here with the clock on the wall. Again, a very nice scene from a street scene capture. It's a store window, but not so much about, I'm not feeling the glass. I'm seeing a street scene with the cars and buildings and other things, which I find distracting me from the subject matter as applying it from a judge's perspective. So we're gonna have to take this out. I like the arrangement of glass here. Love the crop. Love the details here. Very well printed, very well seen. Love the shades here, the grays and the white, the bottom. A lot of detail here. Very well printed. I love the crop and the way it's framed. But nice presentation. We'll keep it in. So, not much I can say other than I'm seeing a cup of tea with a spoon and trying to feel the glass, and it's just not coming across as such. It's more of a product shot for me about somebody maybe as a food presentation. So not so much about a glass thing. So we'll have to take it out, unfortunately. Very well printed. This is one of those puzzling shots. There's a lot of different components here. The lines that are the strongest have no information in them for me. It's all this white, which is the curved elements, which are unfortunately taking my eye away from all the detail here and what I guess is the glass components. So I don't know why so much white. So that's bothering me. I think because of the fact that it's, I think I would like to see the image maybe at the far bottom right, where I see more glass and more detail that I could focus in on and appreciate. I love the sharpness of these points. Let's keep it in for now, but it may not survive because of all this whiteness going on. I'm not feeling this. I'm certainly seeing glass here. I like all the detail, but the maker has decided to take me very, very close and almost make it a macro shot where I'm seeing a lot of detail here in this glass, but they've decided to eliminate a lot more of the glass and make it very much kind of an odd crop right down the side and the center here, with all this black negative space at the bottom. Maybe that didn't need to be here if you wanted just me to focus on all these curls up here. It's so tightly cropped. I just find it so tight that I can't really focus in on other than the crop, which is bothering me. So we'll have to take this out. Gorgeous cake stand. A lot of detail here. Beautifully captured image. All this black and white and clearness. Glass is so challenging, but here we have it it's almost looking 3D here for me, my eyes, and you have black and white so crisply displayed and printed. We'll keep it in. This is a challenging photo for me to evaluate. I see glass, but I see other things going on, which is maybe it's almost like a Rorschach test. Are these animals here across the top with the antlers? I'm not seeing a lot of detail. I like that it's been artfully arranged. That's very creative. It's certainly filling the frame. It's well exposed. I love that it's pure white, pure black, almost to the point of being, strong image from that perspective, so we'll keep it in.
How many we got? Oh, 5, yeah, so we need to eliminate 2.
No, we could put it through, just make it easier, I think, so I can see it. That one will go because of that. Yeah, that one will go. That's one out. That's in. That is in. That is in. And that one has to go. The rest will be in.
Right. So unlimited monochrome glassware, Clarence Carvel. Honourable mention.
I was visiting a glassmaker in Halifax one day, and they were working on these glasses. And I said it'd be nice to take a picture of all of this. And the guy said, well, we can arrange that. So they brought out a whole collection of glasses and lined them up. And I moved them around a little bit. Didn't get them quite square, but I moved them around, and it made a nice photograph. I probably have 100 of these, trying to come up with the right one. I didn't know Steve was going to be the judge or what.
Fourth place, Mike Thomas, glasses.
John, you may have Mike on there, and if he has any commentary, we can bring that in a second. I like that ring, John. That's much better than mine. Not a problem.
Third place, black glass chandelier, Jackie Colstock.
This was a huge chandelier, and the glass ranged from clear to jet black. It was hanging in the Corning Glass Museum in Corning, New York. and it was made of like found pieces. The whole exhibition that was in there was all found pieces of artwork, of glass to be made into artwork.
Nice. Second place, Hourglass, Mike Thomas.
Okay, John, still no comment from Mike then? Okay.
First place, Cake Stand, Mike Thomas.
Okay, that's one of the rare triple color ribbons we've not been able to give out too much this year. So Mike will get that when he comes back in next week, hopefully.
I would encourage people to take a look at that because the printing of the paper choice was some kind of a chrome
Metallic?
metallic type that really made it spectacular. The metallic paper.
Steve, do you have any other lessons learned tonight? This class has been a really tough topic for many of us.
Well, I think if you look at any of the YouTube instructions, you know, you have to try to not only add light, but you have to eliminate reflections at the same time, which I think Mike is kind of a master at that. You can see in his images, which obviously that's why I mean, I didn't know he made them, but I know that that's one of his specialties.
Mention about the winners send a digital image in so that it can be used for end of year. I don't know who we send it to. All the winning images, first through fourth, get combined to an end of year contest to be held in May with a off-site location and 3 judges. So send them to Mike Thomas.
The digital images go to Mike Thomas for inclusion in the next edition of the newsletter.
Okay.
Anyone that won first through fourth, you are to keep your image
That's right.
in its current condition until the end of year for the end of year competition, when they will all be judged together.
And John, since we have a couple new folks tonight, should we ask them to introduce themselves?
Please, go for it.
Did that go over here? Did that go over here? The project set?
Well, he stuck something under my nose, so I assume so.
That was chloroform. How you feeling?
A
Okay.
little woozy.
Would you like to introduce yourselves to the rest of the group here? Sorry to put you on the spot.
Sure, yeah. No, we were here last week, and for the Laurie Langford presentation, it was very nice, and thank you. And my name's Steve Spencer, and we are new members to the group and not doing the competitions yet. We were going to wait till the end of the year. This was very eye-opening, the first competition. Thank you very much. I didn't know how you would do it, and it was more than I thought.
It's more than,
Hi, Michelle.
Michelle, okay. It's more, but it's actually fun after a while. You get used to and really like the stress.
More professional, I
Sure.
guess, than I thought. I didn't know.
Sure. Okay. And Tommy, am I correct? Yes. You want to, yeah, I know you had a chance to speak a second ago. You want to introduce yourself?
Tommy Atchison, just retired from the military, so looking for stuff to do. And this is my first competition, and it was very eye-opening too. So, thank you.
Yeah, actually, you get extra points for coming out coming into the contest first time out. So that's nothing I ever would be brave enough to do.
You were
Yeah,
upset.
yeah. Okay, John, I guess we turn this over to you.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. See if my camera can figure out what in the world life is. Come on around. There we are. I want to thank everybody for coming out and joining us. Our new people, thank you for coming out. And congratulations to Tommy, his first competition. What did he win? Third? Third place. That's awesome. I want to remind everybody about March 2nd, which is next week's contest. That is a program by Padma Nguva on floral photography. Also, make sure to keep your calendar clear for Saturday the 11th for the National Building Museum field trip. And I think that's it. We're going to... And thanks to Steve. And as Jackie said and Susan said, your print winners, if you were not here to talk about your prints, please post them on Facebook and tell us about them, Mike and Greg and Doug. And then also send them to Mike for inclusion in the newsletter, and keep them in their original mounts if they were winners 1st through 4th for our year-end contest. And with that, I'm going to say good night. Good night, everybody.